we're starting now. With a beer, which I guess is pretty adult. That's the adult part of adults in training.
I'm really good at that.
Do you want to plug your brewery real quick before?
Sure.
Is the brewery sponsoring?
Sure. The brewery brought beer.
The brewery.
Thanks, Round Guys Brewing Company in Lansdale, Pennsylvania. Your Southbound Pachyderm Peanut Butter Stout is a fantastic winter beer.
This is really good, actually. It actually tastes like peanut butter, which is amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I guess. Which part did I say we're going to do first? Introduce ourselves?
I guess.
Or introduce the show?
Ourselves, I think.
Yeah, okay. That makes more sense, because it's like, oh, this is what the show's about. It's like, but who the hell are you?
You.
So, I am Josh Gwiazdowski. I feel like most of the people who are going to be listening to this at first are going to be our friends, but in case you don't know me, I am Josh Gwiazdowski, as I said before.
Still?
This is not my first podcast. I made one before that was like a fictional thing, like Welcome to Night Vale, but it was based off of our role-playing game, which Mike is the GM for. I work at a library with kids. I really into making things and stuff, which is why I wanted to start a podcast about making things
And stuff.
and stuff. Should be our tagline. We make things and stuff.
Alright, I'm Mike Szczepaniak, and I have never done a podcast before, nor do I listen to podcasts because I think they're for hippies. But I decided to give it a try. I work for a brewery, Round Guys. I sell beer, used to make beer. I like beer.
Something we agree on.
And that's that, I guess.
Alright, so what is Adults in Training about? So, it's about making stuff and things, as we said before. I guess I should start with a problem that I have, and I think you have it too, but I'm not sure.
I think I do. But the doctor says the itching should stop soon.
Of motivation. So that's the problem I have of... I don't know if essentially motivation.
Keeping motivated?
Yeah, staying motivated.
Yeah.
So I always like start out like I have a really good idea and I really want to do something. And it's like, oh, I'm going to do it. And I start doing it, but I don't follow through.
That sounds strangely familiar.
So like over the summer, you know this, Mike, I started a YouTube channel. Well, I didn't start it. I had done it before, but I wanted to really commit to it and make a video every day, which I think, first of all, was too much, which is like a topic we could talk about in another podcast, like in this podcast, but in a future episode about overdoing it. Yeah. But anyway, I did it for like 2 or 3 months, and then I just lost motivation. I was like, I'm done. Like, and it's not that I stopped enjoying it. It's not that I didn't want to do it anymore. It's just I couldn't get myself to do it.
Yeah. You like miss a week and then it's like, well, I missed that deadline, so what does the next deadline matter? And...
Which is the same thing that happened to the last podcast. What I was doing was Tribulation. And I was like, well, I missed one. And it was the same time I fizzled out with Josh Speaks with Words, my vlog. And I was like, so the idea behind this podcast is that it will keep us motivated. We're going to pick a creative project and do it, and we'll use the podcast as a way of like checking ourselves.
Before we wreck ourselves?
I was hoping you would follow through on that one, and I'm glad you did.
My follow-through leaves a lot to be desired, but not when it comes to that kind of stuff.
Totally off topic, but I'm going to probably sound completely different in the next episode because I have raspy, sick voice.
Yeah, but you didn't keep sexy, husky, raspy voice. It turned into nasally, boogery, husky voice.
So yeah, let's see where we are in the podcast now. Oh, man.
6 minutes and 48 seconds.
Where did the show notes go? Oh, here they are.
Aha!
Why are we doing this? Alright, well, I guess I kind of talked about that.
A little bit.
I don't know, is there anything else you want to go over with that kind of thing?
We are doing it because we are bad at doing things.
Well, and also, I think it'd be cool if we could help other people do stuff, too, by following.
I don't think this problem is unique to you. I think there are probably at least one or two other people who have had this issue before in the past.
As you can tell, we are in the most soundproof of
This is
locations.
our secret recording studio.
With the best of microphones and the best of totally not free recording software. Although
we're totally not under blankets to keep the sound. Yeah, we're actually not this time.
Yeah, that's what I did with my last podcast.
If you go to the Tribulation page, you can see video.
Our respective girlfriends are in the backgrounds. So they're our laugh track, I guess, for this.
We're going to record a lot of it later to just kind of...
Excuse me.
Foul. To just... you stopped the thing. Oh, okay, it worked.
Alright.
But yeah, we should record them so that we can just plug in the laughter when we need it.
Plug in our laughter. You should probably cut out that nasty belch, Josh.
Why?
I'll probably leave him the nasty belch.
That's pretty adult of him.
I should probably, edit in and excuse me to seem more polite.
That's true. Well, maybe that's part of one of the projects to work on. Politeness.
Politeness. Alright. We can talk about our projects now. We're making finger guns. This is an audio...
You can totally see this. You just have to watch the video next time instead of listening to the podcast.
The best part is I'm going to make a YouTube channel and upload the recording as well, but I'm just going to make it the logo. I'm not putting any video.
I hope someone gets confused, though.
Alright. I feel like I talked a lot. Do you want to go first? What project are you doing?
So for my project, I think I'm going to actually try and write for Tribulation, which is something I've been wanting to do for a long time, and something I've put off because I put things off. And because it's kind of daunting, because I have so many ideas and so much in my head, it's kind of hard to find a place to start and get it moving. Tribulation, the idea for it came about years ago. And the idea originally was to write something, turn it into a book or whatever. That never happened, but I took the idea and adapted it to a tabletop role-playing game that Josh plays,
Yes.
our girlfriends play, a few of our other friends play. I run the game, and it is set in the same world, but only semi-connected to the stories I wanted to tell. So it would kind of be like a companion series almost, because it would follow the story of one specific character who is in the game sometimes, but isn't their characters in the game. So, something I want to work on, something that may or may not happen, but I don't want to be punished, so.
We'll get to that part later. I am going to play interview and ask you questions that I already may or may not know the answers to.
Excellent.
So,
I know the answers.
So you said that you want to write a book. Have you ever written before? Is it something you?
I have never written a book or been published as an author, except in 3rd grade. My elementary school had a publishing program in the library. It was the Frog Princess. It was way before the Disney one, so they ripped off of me. Anyway, but we do write, or I have written for our tabletop game, little stories to flesh things out and etc., but never anything of any appreciable length.
I like that term, appreciable length.
I hear it a lot.
Alright, I guess I should talk about my project now.
What is your project, Josh?
So I decided that I want to record an album, of the musical variety.
Oh, okay. I was thinking something completely different.
I was kind of actually, this was a hard decision for me because I'm always like have a million different creative ideas in my head, and they're always different mediums. Like, for example, this podcast, and the podcast I did before, vlogging, writing. Writing, it was pretty much, I think it came down to writing and recording music because I feel like those are two things I've always been drawn to. Like, I've been singing since I was a little kid. Like, I've always loved it. People tell me I'm okay, but it's still, I feel like every musician, I mean, I'm sure there's some cocky people, but I feel like everyone has it in their head that they're still not good, or not good enough.
I feel like that's true for most artists.
Yeah.
No matter what the medium is.
Yeah. I've always written too. Like, I remember writing poetry in like 7th grade, and it was like cheesy 7th grade poetry, but like, I'm not saying just writing poetry because I was in 7th grade, like writing poetry because I actually enjoyed it, and writing like stories and stuff, and I was like, do I want to make my project writing? Do I want to pick my project singing? And I was really thinking about it. But first of all, I don't have any ideas right now for writing. Like, none original.
Yeah.
Only ideas I can think of are ripping off of other people. And I know that nothing in writing is a truly original idea, but like something that at least feels like it's my own.
Yeah.
And singing gives me a lot of joy, and if I do make an album, like, I don't even care if it like is commercially successful, but it'd be cool because I probably could get some friends who also play music and stuff to work with me, and I'm a very sociable person and I like making things with people, so I think it'd be really fun.
Cool. So allow me to ask you some interview questions. What genre of music would you like your album to encompass? Genre or genres?
Yeah, this is a problem that has plagued me since I decided to do this.
So, smooth jazz, death metal.
Not those two.
Okay. Well, we've narrowed it down.
I do not know how to play any jazz instruments. Well, I guess guitar is in jazz.
Technically,
but
yeah.
I don't know any jazz. I am very amateur guitar player. I know rhythm and chords, power chords. Not much. I am more of a singer. I know enough to write a song.
Right.
So I am not good enough to do like free jazz. Like,
yet. By the end of the podcast, next week, next session, whatever we call it.
And death metal, I never got into metal. I don't have a problem with people who love metal.
I hate them.
Really?
No.
I was gonna say we could do a little sidetrack there about how you hate people who listen to death metal, but all right. I don't have. Yeah, it's just not something.
It's only country music.
I hate country music. I'm sorry to any country listeners.
Sorry if Gary's listening.
Gary's listening right now. Our friend Gary really likes country music. He went to, I think it might have literally been like 20 country concerts this summer. Like, because he got like some weird package deal.
Yeah, he won something or something.
No, he didn't win it. He bought it. It was like $300
that's a shame.
for this like 20, and he went to all these country concerts.
Oh, you pay for it. You gotta go.
Yeah, and I just like. That would be like torture to me, and he's been like trying to get me into country too. Yeah. Like, he sent me a link to a song the other day. He was like, "You gotta listen to it." It was, to be fair, it wasn't the worst song I ever heard. It was palatable.
Alright. Maybe we should bleep out Gary's name so as not to incriminate him.
No, I'm gonna leave it in. So,
okay.
Well, we didn't say his last name.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
And we didn't even say his first name, his like full first name, which I won't say.
Garibald.
Garibald. I want to name my son Garibald.
There was somebody named that in something I read or saw at some point in my life.
We'll have to look that up.
Yeah. That'll be for next time.
I'll figure what it is and put it in the show notes. All right. I got totally sidetracked.
Yeah. So genres of music.
Oh, okay. So, I was thinking, I'm a big fan of like Hank Green and Wheezy Waiter, which is why I got into vlogging. I was thinking maybe like nerdcore, which is what their music is. But I also like, I feel like people don't take that genre of music seriously, and I don't mean seriously in the sense of like commercially successful, because once again I don't care about that, but like just like lyrically seriously.
Yeah,
like,
they're not typically very deep songs.
and then like, I don't know, I've always been like a fan of like catchy pop punk type stuff, which I feel like most nerdcore is just that with nerd lyrics. And I don't know, fan of indie and alternative. I feel like it's just going to be a mesh of those genres.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Don't put yourself in a box.
I don't think it'll be like hard rock or anything. It definitely won't be country, as we have established. But yeah, that seems to be where I'm headed. Any other questions about my music?
Yes. Do you have any strong musical influences? You did mention Hank Green and Wheezy Waiter.
Yeah. Well, his band is. Oh my god, I can't even think of what his band is called right now. Which Dom would kill me. He's gonna listen to this podcast and he's gonna be like, "What the hell, Josh?"
We'll have to get our experts involved next time.
I listen to so much music. It's, I don't know. I mean, I used to listen to tons of Say Anything, but I kind of don't like them anymore. Well, I still like some of their stuff, but they're like super whiny and annoying. So I feel like that is going to influence my music, and that I won't want to be whiny.
That's fair. Yeah, I didn't say they were positive influences.
I should just say the stereotypical The Beatles, like every single band in the world ever does.
That's pretty much true now, because they've pretty much influenced all of music since they existed.
Yeah.
So.
I'm really into group love like right now, and like the idea of happy music is really appealing to me.
I think you were gonna say the idea of group love was really appealing to you. Whatever.
Because I feel like all of their songs are very optimistic and upbeat. Like even the songs that have sadder tones, like I don't know, like catchy music, but not like. I mean, in the sense of using pop riffs, but not in the sense of like pop songs.
Right.
Not that I have really anything against pop songs, but I feel like a song that just is catchy for the sake of being catchy gets on my nerves.
Yeah.
I feel if I can make a song that's catchy and has some more
meaningful,
Yeah. I've been listening to a lot of oldies too. Well, classic rock. I don't know, like.
The middle-aged people listening to this are going to take so much offense at calling them oldies. All those middle-aged podcast listeners out there.
Well, I listen to CGP Grey and Brady Haran on Hello Internet, their podcast, and they are like the definition of middle age, I think.
Yeah, but do they listen to podcasts?
Yeah, they do. Why did I say that? Yeah, they do.
They do. I am living proof that just because you record a podcast doesn't mean you listen to it.
That's true. Do you have any writers who influence you?
Stephen King.
I'm not surprised by that.
Yeah. I've been reading Stephen King since I was way too young to be reading Stephen King. I think my dad gave me my first Stephen King book when I was 10? 11? It was 5th grade. Because I pretty much chewed through my entire school library of anything worth reading. And he was like a huge bibliophile back when I was younger. My aunt was, and my grandpa was, so I was just surrounded by books, and I was like, what's good? And my aunt and my grandpa were a little more, well, they had my mom telling them not to give me stuff. My dad didn't have that problem, so he was just like, censorship is for the government. And gave me whatever I wanted to read. Not like drugs or anything. But yeah, definitely Stephen King was a big one. I actually really like Charlie Huston, who's a writer that not a lot of people. I don't think he's as popular as he should be.
I don't know him, so I'm a huge bibliophile, and I went to school to
He's-
teach English. So
he's
it's
a
kind of
relatively new writer. I mean, relatively in like, I don't know, last 10, 12 years at the most, I think. He only has a few book series. He's like a noir writer, basically.
Oh, cool.
He does a series called the Hank Thompson trilogy, which is like super, like, I don't want to say stereotypical man in over his head story, but follows like a lot of those tropes and kind of like twists them up a little bit. And his other series is a noir detective series featuring a vampire detective.
cool.
But it's like super dark and gritty and not at all glamorous in any way. It's pretty much the most down and dirty book series you'll ever read. And he has a few other like standalone books that are all very down and dirty is a good way to describe his writing style. But he actually writes and runs the show Powers on what they're doing for PlayStation.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
like
yeah.
the comic series. He's actually heading that up right now, so I don't think he's been writing
Books.
novels lately. But he was a big one.
I will put links in the show notes to his stuff on Amazon, I guess.
Boom.
But not to Stephen King, because he does not need that publicity.
Probably
Just
not.
Google it. Like,
Yeah.
Stephen King. I knew you were a huge Stephen King fan because you got me into the Dark Tower series, which I'm on the last book of right now, and has been influencing all of my writing and thinking of lately.
The worst part of that book is when Roland dies at the end.
Could kill you. Alright, so we both talked about what we want to do. Let me check out the show notes real quick. See. Alright, so our topic this week was about picking a did you kind of knew what you wanted to do when you picked?
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much.
I'll have to cut out that microphone fall.
Yeah.
I can see it on the
Yeah, well, it should be easy to get rid of, man.
girlfriends.
You missed NaNoWriMo though.
Well,
I
yeah,
refuse to conform to NaNoWriMo. I don't know how to say it or pronounce it.
it is NaNoWriMo.
I'm too old for that shit.
For those of you who don't know, NaNoWriMo is National Novel Writing Month. It's
Oh, no.
yeah, it is. It's National Novel Writing Month.
Okay, you looked at me like I.
Well, I didn't think about it, so it came out as like a question, where you are. I think it's a 50,000 word novel
It's like a novella.
within
Yeah.
a month. Although my feeling on NaNoWriMo is like, whatever you write is not going to be good in
Right.
that month.
It's
It's like
just
more
like
like
that.
just to get you to get
Yeah,
some
start
writing.
pumping it out.
Yeah.
Which is actually a worthy exercise because sometimes the hardest thing is getting started.
Yeah. And I signed up for NaNoWriMo this year and did not even write one word.
Well, at least you failed with.
Alright. Oh yeah, so before our microphone crash, answer questions. We talked about how we are not going to be answering any questions because we just started
Because
this.
we don't have any.
Yeah, we don't.
Do you have any questions, audience?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like yours is just writing stories for Trib, and Josh is making an album. Are you gonna write a book, or are you?
Yes.
How long of a book?
100,000 pages.
That's really
That's a
long.
long book.
Not
That's
that long.
That's longer than The Stand, I don't think.
So how long? Like, are you gonna write a chapter book?
A chapter book, yes, with pop-up cardboard cutouts
No,
and.
like.
All right. So this is actually a good, I think, way to transition into what's going on. All right. So I'm gonna see how it sounds, but you probably won't be able to hear
If I can't actually
Kimmy and Sam's questions.
Yeah.
Probably didn't hear them at all. They asked, "Well, are you just gonna be writing a bunch of Trib stories?" And he clarified, "No, he's gonna write an actual book."
Yes.
And they asked how long.
And I answered 100,000 pages. But then that brings us to the next topic: unrealistic goals.
Well, I mean I think that is a problem. I mean,
Oh, that's a huge problem.
yeah. So like my goals to do a vlog every day for like an entire summer Like,
Yeah, that's
most people can't even do. There's like a thing called Vita where it's vlog every day in April.
Mhm.
Most people don't even follow through with that, and like professional vloggers who do that
Yeah.
usually miss days. And I don't know. I think it's almost like I feel like sometimes you set yourself up to fail.
Yeah,
You're like,
exactly. I think you shoot too high, and then when you miss or mess up or whatever, then you get discouraged about that, and you're like, well, I already messed up once, so I guess I can mess up again, and it becomes a vicious cycle because it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. You're just like, I can't do this, because you probably can't, but it's important to set realistic goals, especially starting out.
So realistically, how long? If you just like wanted to give like a page guesstimate,
I would say, God, I don't know. How long was Stormfront?
Stormfront. I feel like it was like probably like 400 pages.
Yeah, let's say 400 pages.
Okay. I'd say for my album, I was thinking probably around 10 to 15 tracks to give myself some like wiggle
Yeah.
room there. Because I feel like if it's shorter than 10 tracks, it's probably not long enough. If it's longer than 15 tracks,
Then it's a
too
greatest
long.
hits album.
Yeah. I did have some ideas, maybe like splitting it up into like 3 acts.
That'd
I
be
don't.
cool.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you never know how the inspiration will strike.
Yeah.
You might do like 5 tracks on your own, 5 tracks with a guest musicians.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, a lot of cool stuff you could do.
We'll
Couple-
talk about that in future episodes.
Yeah.
This episode probably isn't going to be crazy long because it's the first one, and
Yeah.
we don't have any questions. That's so. In my show notes, I have answer questions because I just wanted to be able to transfer show notes between
Show nuts.
show notes.
Go nuts for show nuts.
Go nuts for show nuts between different episodes. And I would like listeners to send us some questions. I'm going to make a Twitter.
I don't know how to use that.
Yeah, so I will get all of the questions.
You can call me on my phone with questions. No, you can't. I'm not giving you my phone number.
I'm going to make a Twitter, a Tumblr. I already made a Facebook. It's live, but like I haven't put anything on it yet because
Yeah.
at the moment
What is there to put on it?
we don't even have a logo.
Thanks, unnamed logo designer.
It's Christian. Christian is the logo designer. Who I'm sure the logo will be fantastic. And I'll put links to his Tumblr in the description so you guys can go check it out because he does good stuff, good art. I like his art.
Yeah, he arts well.
He arts well.
He's like the shoveler, but with shoveling or art.
But yeah, so once we get that up, I'd say we should come up with a hashtag for them, like maybe ask adults.
Ask an adult.
Ask an adult. That's a good hashtag. Although I feel like we might get a lot of other weird questions.
Even better.
But yeah, we want you to follow along and try to do your own projects and, be on this journey with us through the successes and the failures. So, since we're talking about successes and failures,
Yay.
we can talk about the next part, which is we're going to do a goal between each podcast. And if we succeed in our goal, we get like a little reward. And if we fail, we have a punishment.
Yeah, this
Just-
will be terrible.
But I feel like it'll be fun too. Although everyone's gonna be rooting for us to fail. Let's listen.
I know. Everybody wants us to fail every week. Our rewards don't benefit them, but our pain and suffering does.
But I know that we are gonna fail sometimes, so it'll keep it interesting. But I feel like some people will be rooting for us to get the rewards.
I think people will be rooting for us to ultimately succeed in our goals, just not on time. So it's the best of both worlds. We suffer and get our stuff done.
So we have to set a goal for this week. And one thing I want to preface, I guess we didn't really talk too much about this outside,
Yeah.
but I do feel like if we do fail, the goal shouldn't be reach last week's goal. Because I
Right.
feel like that kind of, I think when you fail at something, just compounding on it doesn't make it better.
Yeah.
Um,
You can't get punished 3 times for failing the same thing, though.
Yeah.
Universally.
yeah. So like even if the goal's the same, it's like you start from a fresh start. So like
Right.
say your goal was like, I want to write 1,000 words this week. Just hypothetical. That's actually not that many. That's like 3 pages.
Yeah.
But still,
I've already written 1,000 words this week.
I want to write 1,000 words this week, and you fail. I don't think that would be on top of next week's. Like, and if you want the same goal, I want to write another 1,000 words. It's not like 2,000 words.
Yeah.
And you start a fresh start from where you were before, so it's like a new 1,000 words. But and yeah, and I also feel like if you fail at something, just doing the same thing the same way doesn't mean you're going to be successful.
Yeah, usually.
Yeah. It's that saying that if you keep trying to do the same thing the same way,
And expect the same result, or expecting different results.
yeah, it's the insanity. Although it's not technically true, but I understand the sentiment behind it. Alright, so I already had a goal in mind for next week. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. I want to write a song. Not like I want to lay down a bunch of different instruments track. I want to have a chord progression and lyrics, like basic. I want to write a song.
Nice.
Okay.
I think that a solid goal would be for me to have a strong outline, not just like 4 bullet points. A strong outline, beginning, middle, and end probably flesh out some of the characters who are an integral part. I already have a few of them like that are in my head and done and not something I have to worry about. But there are other ones that are like, well, I know this character is going to be in this story at this point, but I never really put much thought into them other than what their purpose was in that scene.
Yeah.
So I think basically my goal will be a strong outline,
Alright, sounds
probably a
fair.
few pages long.
And since we didn't mention before, this podcast is going to be bi-weekly. Not like a strict bi-weekly, like I'm not sure when this is going to come out, but like whatever day this comes out, it's not going to necessarily be exactly 2
I hate
weeks.
when people say bi-weekly when it's every 2 weeks.
Oh, sorry.
I prefer bi-monthly. 'Cause it's twice
Oh
a
yeah,
month.
because it's twice a
But
month.
technically both are correct because people are stupid and don't know how to use English.
Like how literally means metaphorically now.
Yes, exactly.
Which is something that bothers me, but I force myself to get over.
To get over it.
Yeah.
The bi-weekly and bi-monthly thing just bothers me because I'm never 100% sure what time frame anyone's talking about.
Alright, every 2
2
weeks. So, if this comes out on a Wednesday, don't necessarily expect it to come out exactly 2 weeks on the Wednesday. It would come out, like, in that week,
Yeah.
2 weeks from now. But I figured 2 weeks
Josh
is...
and I are extremely busy men.
Yes, and also lazy.
Yeah, especially that.
Which is why we're doing this podcast.
Yeah. We should just do a Fallout 4 podcast instead.
I'm totally okay with that. I feel like we'd have to bring Dom in on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that could be like on the off weeks. We
Right.
do the Fallout one. Just talk about Fallout.
We spend
I'm
hours
gonna
doing it
bring
anyway.
this up to Dom now. Well, we can bring Kelly in too,
Yeah.
so we can get a girl in on it.
Yeah.
Because I feel like if it's just like 3 dudes, kind of a sausage fest, you know. And
I like sausage.
all right. Oh, I kind of lost my train of thought.
Punishments and rewards.
Yeah.
Goals.
Oh yeah, and I picked 2 weeks because I figured it's long enough to succeed but short enough to fail.
That's fair.
So,
Also, it gives us some wiggle room. If you're like, I'm almost done, let's record Thursday instead of Wednesday.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Okay, so we set our goals, and now we did have goals for this week, and it was to pick our
Topics.
pick our things we're doing.
Projects,
Projects, yeah. Projects would be a good word. And we both succeeded, so I'm gonna
Yeah.
bring out the reward. Which I'm
I'm
gonna ask. I feel like the beer was a reward in and of itself.
Yeah, I might even have another one.
So you're gonna have to split that.
Alright.
Because I'm sick and I don't want to ruin it with my sick.
For
friends.
half a second, I thought these were raisins and not chocolate chips, and then I thought this was the punishment.
The reward is a big ass chocolate chip cookie that we are sharing.
It is, in fact, pretty big ass. But not good at breaking.
Do you think ass is a word I should bleep out? It's not that bad.
We can experiment with it.
Should I describe the taste to our listeners?
It is cold and hard, like my heart.
Yeah, why did I put this in the fridge? It's still good.
It's still good.
Should we just end with them listening to us eating?
Yes.
I hope there's like some ASMR listener who gets like a chill down their spine from that. And then there's gonna
Trigger
be like,
warning.
some like
Chewing.
some listeners like grossed out by it and like pukes.
I hope so. And I like that the trigger warning came after. Do not edit it to be before.
I won't.